Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace is written and directed by George Lucas and is considered the first official film of the Star Wars franchise. A lot of people do not like the prequels. I am not one of those people. I actually really enjoyed these prequels because, I don't know, it's just something about the way George Lucas directs these films that I think is really neat. And it's just, I don't know why these films are hated so much. Because they're definitely not amazing movies, and they're definitely not like the original trilogy. Not even close to like the original trilogy. But I don't mind that because it does feel like Star Wars. I do feel like this is a Star Wars trilogy. And I don't mind some of the CGI and practical CGI effects that are used in these prequels, except for maybe Episode 2. That kind of gets a little crazy and stupid in some parts, but I'll get into that more into the next review for Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. But here I'm talking about the Phantom Menace. The characters, I really do like the characters. I really enjoy Qui-Gon Jinn. I really like Obi-Wan Kenobi. I like Anakin Skywalker. And I really like Ian McDiarmid as the Emperor. Once again, he plays the Emperor like to a T, perfectly to a T. It's just incredible how Ian McDiarmid is probably one of my top 10 favorite actors in the Star Wars movies because he's just amazing as the Emperor. He really just rocks it as the Emperor. He is that character. But acting, let's get to the acting. Acting is kind of wooden, especially with Padme, played by Natalie Portman. I actually don't mind how she talks like this. I move for a vote of no confidence on Chancellor Valorum. You guys know what I'm talking about if you've seen the prequels. I don't mind it. I really don't mind it necessarily. It's kind of entertaining and funny how deep she talks. And that's not even her. That's not even Natalie Portman. Some of it's her decoy played by Keira Knightley, which is interesting. I always thought that was some kind of like it was Natalie Portman, both the decoy and the actual Padme, but I don't know, it was kind of weird. And it's also weird how apparently she's like 14, 15, and she's like the queen of Naboo, and everybody involved with the politics is like focused on her as like this like person. She's only like 15. It's like kind of weird. Okay. And Jake Lloyd, I didn't mind his performance. He's a 10-year-old kid. 10-year-olds act like 10-year-olds, which is how old Anakin's supposed to be. I really don't get how people just hate his performance. I can understand why. There's some parts where like, I don't know about that, man. Maybe you should do that again. But other than that, I didn't mind. I bought him as a young Anakin Skywalker, actually. And Qui-Gon Jinn, played by Liam Neeson, is great. Liam Neeson's a great actor. I loved Liam Neeson in a lot of films, such as Schindler's List. That's probably my favorite Liam Neeson film. Taken, that's a good film. Taken 1. The other two are garbage compared to Taken, the original. But I'm getting off topic. Phantom Menace. Oh boy. This movie, it knows what it wants to be, but the pacing is kind of all over the place. Definitely, and there's some parts where like, this is kind of boring. Especially where people are just walking and talking, sitting around in rooms and talking. One person moves and walks around while another person talks and just doesn't say anything. I don't know. There's some boring elements, but I can see where people would get bored, but I don't get bored for the most part. But I can recognize retroactively that there are boring sequences in this movie. But I really enjoy the movie as a whole, and I think the acting is all right, even though it can be wooden sometimes. And Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi is probably the best casting on George Lucas's part for these prequels, because I totally buy Ewan McGregor, and I'm not being sarcastic. I totally buy Ewan McGregor as a young Obi-Wan Kenobi, and especially in Revenge of the Sith, and I'll get more on that when I talk about Revenge of the Sith. But he does all right here. But the only problem is he doesn't really spend any time with Anakin. In fact, his meeting with Anakin is kind of like, okay, like that came out of nowhere. I mean, this was the guy that tried to teach the guy who would become Darth Vader. I mean, he would take him as his Padawan, Anakin Skywalker as his Padawan. So, I don't know. The meaning of Anakin and Obi-Wan just seemed whoa. And the Darth Maul fight scene best scene of the entire movie, best sequence of the entire film. And John Williams' score is of course amazing throughout. And I don't know, it's something about the Phantom Menace that I really do enjoy. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm gonna try to script my reviews a little bit more. This one was kind of just off the whim, because I really do like these movies, and I just like talking and being kind of real with you guys instead of like script. But I'm gonna try scripting because it's definitely easier. I definitely see the ease in it. And comment below or text me on Snapchat or my Instagram if you want to see more videos like this. I'm having a great time. It's been a great summer. I'm trying to get a job at the moment, so maybe I'll make some money. Be able to go to the movie theater and talk about movies coming out right now. I heard that Godzilla King of Monsters is a fun film to watch, but apparently the story's not that good. And Dark Phoenix just came out, the newest X-Men movie, and it's not looking like it's a good movie. But I don't know. Whoever saw it, comment below if you've seen it, or text me via Snapchat. And thank you guys for watching. You're the greatest people in the world, and I appreciate you guys letting me express myself through YouTube. Thank you, and may the force be with you. And good night.